Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyaye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Lokashankaram Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkrpatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Paramananda Madhavam. Last session we completed verses up to 21 we completed, right? We started from verses I think 19 we started. Yogarato va bhogarato va sangarato va sanga hinaha yasya brahmani ramate chittam nandati nandati nandatyeva bhaja govindam govindam bhaja mudhamate samprapte sannihite kale nahi nahi rakshati dukrinkarani Bhagavad Gita kinchidadhita Ganga jalalava karnika pita sakradapiye murari samarcha kriyate tasya yamena na charcha bhaja govindam bhaja mudhamate samprapte sannihite kale nahi nahi rakshati dukrinkarani punarapi jananam punarapi maranam punarapi janani jatare shayanam iha samsare bahudustare kripaya pare pahi murare bhaja govindam
Govindam bhaja mudhamate samprapte sannihite kale nahi nahi rakshati dukrinkarane
nahi nahi rakshati dukrinkarane. In the next verse, Shankaracharya ji helps us to gain some comprehension. Even though from our standpoint it is impossible to know what is that experience and what is that abidance and what is that life of that jnani, nevertheless, he tries to help us see what is that life of a jnani, a realized person. Realized means what? One who has experienced the self. We say self-realized. Experienced God, we say God realized. Meaning they have come to the completion of it. So when you say check is realized, when we say, what do we mean? That amount is with us now. That's called check realized. No? Meaning it is in your hand. So self-realized, God realized, that means what? Self, God, is in your experience, is your personal experience. So what is that life? What is that experience? Verse number 22, he tries to point out to us. Only a realized person knows how it is for him. What is realization, how it is, how it feels, only a realized person knows. Because this is a matter of personal experience. Another realized person definitely knows what it means to be realized. But from our level of ignorance, how do we understand what is this realization? What is that experience? Okay? Verse number 22. Ratyacharpata virachita kantaha
रथ्याचर्पट विरचित कंथः
punya punya vivarjita pantaha
पुण्या पुण्य विवर्जित पंथः
yogi yoga niyojita chittaha
योगी योग नियोजित चित्तः
ramate balonmattavadeva
रमते बालोन्मत्तवदेव
Ratyacharpata virachita kantaha punya punya vivarjita pantaha
योग नियोजित चित्तः
ramate balonmattavadeva bhaja govindam govindam bhaja mudhamate
संप्राप्ते सन्निहिते काले नहि नहि रक्षति डुक्कृङ्करणे
Ratyacharpata virachita kantaha. Ratyacharpata virachita kantaha. This speaks about how this yogi, this realized person, lives taking the minimal from the society. That is what it means. You should not think that every realized person will be exactly like this. But what is the bhava? The bhava is, he takes the minimum what is required. It's not a person of self-aggrandizement. A person who is ignorant of the self wants to complete himself by taking this and that of the world foolishly, thinking that it will lead to his fulfillment, her fulfillment. Whereas a jnani understands that what is required is only what is required. What is needed is only what is needed. And really speaking, the needs are very, very less actually. The needs will depend upon what you are doing in life. The needs should not be psychological. The needs should be actual. The jnani lives with the minimal from the society. How does he explain that? Ratyacharpata virachita kantaha. How is his dress? What does he wear? Ratyacharpata virachita kantaha. That cloth, that rag cloth, virachita is stitched. Virachita means made, stitched. How is it stitched? With what is it made? Ratyacharpata. Ratya means road. Charpata is whatever clothes are discarded and which is available. With that he creates a dress for himself, a rag, which covers himself fully. In Hindi there's a word, some godadi or some. Godadi, Godadi. Meaning, what the world does not require is sufficient for him. That is what it means. He is not a person going for this or that of the world. What is not required, meaning what the human beings think is so much required, so much they want, and then they have somebody many. From morning one, afternoon one, evening one sometimes, like that also. But he, because what is required is sufficient. That kind of thinking. As I told you, don't think every Mahatma is going to wear like this. But what is meant is the intent behind it. He is not a person who needs this or that of the world to satisfy. The minimal is what he requires for his requirement. That's the point. So that is with respect to the needs. But how about his life? How about his activities? Punya punya vivarjita pantaha. He walks the path. Pantha is path. He walks the path vivarjita, that is beyond. He walks the path that is beyond punya and apunya. Punya means noble. Punya means meritorious. Apunya means ignoble, not meritorious. So punya is good. Apunya is what is called papa, which is sinful, bad. He walks the path beyond good and bad. What does it mean, Swamiji? He walks the path which is beyond good and bad. Good and bad, right and wrong, he walks beyond. That means, does he do right or does he do wrong? When you say he walks beyond the path of right and wrong, good and bad, what does he do? Good or bad? Or both? But he said beyond. That means what? He neither does good nor does bad. What does it mean? Meaning, doing good, all of us feel good about ourselves. Doing bad, we all feel bad about ourselves because we have that individuality which performs actions and considers itself to be good or bad based on the actions, whereas a jnani neither thinks he is good or bad. He is beyond good and bad. Also, as individuals, since we are all desire-ridden, Shastra comes and tells us, do this, don't do this. Because we are known to transgress what is right and do what is wrong. To fulfill our selfishness, to fulfill our desires. Because that is a way of the individuality, which is finding itself incomplete. And when it finds incomplete, then desire is there. When desire is there is a right way to get about fulfilling it. There is not a right way to get about fulfilling it. If you want to become rich, you work hard. And do well. Go forward. If you want to become rich, don't go and steal a bank or don't go steal a neighbor. So I have a desire, then Shastra comes and tells this is the right way to fulfill your desire. The right way to fulfill one's desire is called dharma. The unrighteous way to fulfill one's desire is called as adharma. The right way to fulfill one's desire is called punya, noble. The wrong way to fulfill one's desire is called as apunya, papa, ignoble. But this concept of right and wrong will come only when I have a desire to fulfill. When I have no desire to fulfill, where is the Shastra coming and telling me, go this way, go that way? The Shastra's declarations of right and wrong, punya and apunya are no more relevant. Punya punya vivarjita pantaha. Right? But Swamiji, you please tell me, will the jnani do right or wrong? We do right because we are forced to do right. We are forced to do right means what? Either our elders tell us, or we ourselves tell ourselves, no, don't do that. We are conditioned to do right. We are conditioned to do right by our own training or by the Shastra. We are conditioned to do right. Whereas the jnani is naturally right. We have the knack of doing wrong, naturally, and therefore we have to be guided to do right. Whereas the jnani, because he has no wishes or wants, and because he sees the whole world as himself, And because he understands the joy of you is the same joy that he can have. He does not consider his joy as the individual joy. And since that is the jnani standpoint, the jnani is naturally, without effort, meaning effortlessly, truly, without any pressure, right, perfect, good, noble. Punya punya vivarjita pantaha. So, about his needs, ratya charpata virachita kantaha. About his activities and way of life, punya punya vivarjita pantaha. And about his inner self, about his inner abidance. How is it? Yogi. This person is called yogi. Yoga niyojita chittaha. His mind is ever yoga niyojita. Yoga is union. His mind is ever united with that self-knowledge. Just as how you and I, our mind is ever united with the sense of individuality today. Not a moment we forget that we are an individual. That is the base of our. I may be anywhere, going anywhere, somebody calls my name, immediately I will turn. Why? They are calling me. Why? Am I thinking I am Advayananda, or I am a man? No. All those who are boys, raise your hand. All those who are girls, immediately we will raise our hand. Boy, girl. We are so much identified with the sense of being an individual. Not that every time we tell ourselves, I'm a man. But that is inherent in me today. Natural to me today. Effortless to me today. In the same way, the jnani's abidance of I am everything. Aham Brahma Asmi. Aham Brahma Asmi means I am everything. I am the whole. I am Atma Brahma. This self is Brahman. Prajnanam Brahma. This consciousness is the all-pervasive self. In other words, the jnani's feeling of oneness with each and every one of us, not just us, with each and every particle of this cosmos, that is ever firm, natural. Whenever we say firm, don't think effort is being put to make it firm. It only means it is natural, effortless. What is natural is firm. Those who are experts in singing, maestros, they cannot make a mistake. Mistake is very difficult for them. That raga or tala, If somebody who is untrained tries to sing, Babre, or somebody who is a student is singing, mistakes are possible. But you make an expert make a mistake, very difficult. An expert singer, a maestro, it is natural. Even in the dreams it will be right. For us, even in dreams we are wrong. Yogi, yoga niyojita chittaha. This yogi, with that union with that knowledge, yoga, niyojita chittaha. His mind is ever firmly connected with that knowledge of oneness. That niyojita means what? Naturally it is like that. Just as how naturally today I feel I am a man or a woman. And when I identify with a role, I will feel naturally one with the role. I am a mother. That will never go away because of my identification. Wherever we identified, that identification percolates us. The jnani's identification with oneness is natural to him. So his inner state of abidance, of in knowledge. That is explained in the third line, third pada. And now coming to the fourth one, Ramate Bala Unmattavadeva. Ramate means he revels, he enjoys, he delights, he is exhilarated. Like how Ramate Bala Unmattavadeva. Bala, child. Unmatta, madman. What? At the end of all those things, I become a child and a madman, or what? What is the meaning of this? A child, if you observe carefully, does not require anything to be happy. It is naturally happy. It simply giggles by itself and it is happy. And you just go to the child and then do little bit like that, finished. So much of happiness the child has. You wonder, oh, Barbara, so much of happiness. Even if no toy, play things, anything is there, the child finds its own ways to delight itself. You ask them, what is happening? It's happy. Nothing required. Self-delights. It requires nothing to be happy, no tension, no worry, no anxiety, innocent, blissful bundle of joy is a child. That's a child. Ramate Balavat. Meaning what? Is in delight always. Natural delight. Innocent fullness. Ramate Balavat. Unmattavadeva. Madman. Like a madman means what? A madman sees things which you and I don't see. I don't know if you have observed carefully a madman. He'll be tough. Nothing will be there. One wall will be there. Then you go and look. What is happening? You can't say anything. In other words, what others don't see, a bad man sees. He sees something which no one sees. Bhagavan Sri Krishna would say, what is day for the ignorant is night for the wise, and what is day for the wise is night for the ignorant. I do not know if you have. That's a beautiful verse. Yanisha sarva bhutana tasyam jagrati samyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sanisha pashyato muni. That Muni is in a different realm. What is day for us is night for him. Meaning the world of names and forms is day for us. But that is night for him. Meaning he doesn't go by that. He doesn't give validity to that. What is night for us? That ultimate reality, Brahman, is night for us. But that is day for him. Meaning what we all don't see, he sees. Like how a madman sees something which no one sees. These are all the Shastra ways of explanation, okay? You will find Jnani is like a madman. You have to become mad, you become Jnani or what? Jnani is a madman, meaning he sees something which you and I don't see. That is it. Jnani is like a child. That means what? Child knows nothing. Jnani becomes knower of nothing, he becomes what? No, that's not meant. The bundle of joy himself. Ratya charpata virachita kantaha punya vivarjita pantaha yogi yoga niyojita chittaha ramate bhalon mattavadeva Bhaja Govindam
Dam bhaja mudhamate samprapte sannihite kale
nahi rakshati dukran karane. Just as how we have no access to the child, what the child experiences. Do we have access to the child's experience? No. Do we have access to the madman's inner experience? No. So also the jnani's inner experience, inner fulfillment and completeness, we have no access whatsoever. We have to become a jnani to know what it feels like a jnani. However much from here we can look at the child and look at the madman, we can only infer something. We cannot know it directly. Now where are we now? Verse number
23.
23, right. How does one come to this state of realization? Kastvam koham kuta ayatah
Kastvam koham kuta ayatah
kame janani ko me tatah
Kame janani ko me tatah
iti paribhavaya sarvamasaram
Iti paribhavaya sarvamasaram
Vishvam tyaktva swapna vicharam
Vishvam tyaktva swapna vicharam
Kastvam koham kuta ayatah kame janani ko me tatah
Iti paribhavaya sarvamasaram Vishvam tyaktva swapna vicharam
Bhaja Govindam
Bhaja Govindam
Govindam
Bhaja Mudhamate Samprapte sannihite kale Nahi nahi rakshati dukran karane
Kastvam koham kuta ayatah kame janani ko me tatah. You may remember, kate kanta kaste putraha samsaroya mativa vichitraha kastvam koham. Similar, but there's a difference there. There it is from the level of samsara. From the level of samsara. Who are you? Kate kanta, who is your wife? Kaste putraha, who is your son? In other words, that person whom you call as your wife is actually another individual who has taken an embodiment. So who is your wife? Who is your son? That way, that discussion. That is from the level of samsara. Now here, he takes it at a deeper level. Kastvam, who are you? Koham, who am I? Kuta ayataha, where from you and I have come. Kame janani, who's my mother? Kame tataha, kome tataha, who's my father? Iti paribhavaya sarvamasaram. In this way, consider everything to be pithless. Asaram. Vishvam tyaktva swapna vicharam. Keep the analogy of the dream, keep the simile of the dream, keep the comparison of the dream, and having given up the whole world, revel in the truth. That's what this means. What does it mean? Kastvam, who are you? Koham, who am I? Kuta ayataha, where from you and I have come. Kame janani, who is my mother? Kome tataha, who is my father? What, Swamiji, what does this mean? What are these questions? Just take an example for you to understand. There is this, now we have used that ocean and wave example, right? Let us go to the same example and then see. A wave is there. And the wave is looking at another wave. Kastvam, who are you? Koham, who am I? Kuta ayataha, oh wave, where did you come from? And I am also wave, na? Oh wave, where did I come from? Kame janani, who's my mother? Kome tataha, who's my father? two big waves strike at each other, break themselves into splinters. One becomes one wave, another becomes, two of them become together, one becomes one wave, another, a bit of it becomes another wave. And then between the waves are these conversations. Who are you? Who am I? It is only one water. It's one water we have divided into I wave, you wave. And then those two waves which came together to make both of us, we say mother wave, father wave. And if the mother wave and the father wave, from that both of us have come, then we both are brothers and sisters. If from some other two waves something has happened, then you have another family. That family, this family. This is our family's business and that is that family's business. We both are what? Competitors. Kastvam koham kuta ayataha kame janani kome tataha. It's all one reality. Iti paribhavaya sarvamasaram. In this way, keep in mind, paribhavaya. Paribhavaya, again and again bring this understanding to your mind. Because these are new. And therefore for this understanding to seep in, again and again paribhavaya. And what do you understand? Sarvam asaram. Sarvam asaram, our own thinking, our own mistaken notions now do not have any validity and truth. They are pithless. When I say I and when I say you and I divide you from me and then build a life of love and hate, this whole thing is a meaningless, foolish, mistaken, notion-based, ignorance-based, limited vision-based experience. Iti paribhavaya sarvam asaram. But all of them feel very, very real now. Very, very real. It will feel real. Now it will feel real. How do you say now it will feel real? Yes, it will feel real as long as ignorance is. The moment ignorance ends, you will see for yourself all is false. Like how? Swapna vicharam. While you are in dream, the whole experience that you have of dream, the whole experience, I, then another person, then mother, father of the dream, and my husband, and my wife, and my children in the dream, my enemy, my friend in the dream, my business, my work in the dream, my interactions in the dream, my world in the dream, rivers and planets, everything I can have in the dream. Everything looks so real in the dream. So real. Everything looks so real. Everything looks real. All the pains and the sorrows and the sufferings and the joys and the delights, everything looks so real in the dream. In the dream, everything looks real. But the moment I get up, what happened to all of them? What happened to all of them? Gaya. Where did it go? In me. From where it came? In me. How it came? From me. I forgot myself and I experienced the whole world. I forgot myself that I had a hefty lunch and then I went to sleep and I felt and I dreamt myself to be going hungry and thirsty and I became a beggar. Asking for food. Nobody gave me food. I suffered a lot. And I said, I have to work hard. I have to build my future. Nothing works like work. Your altitude depends upon your attitude. Then I woke up. And what happened to all? To help yourself, keep this example, Swapna Vicharam. This dream example, you keep it in your mind. And thus, renounce the world of names and forms as not being true, not being real, not being valid. Vishvam tyaktva swapna vicharam. How beautifully Shankaracharya writes. Kastvam koham kuta ayataha kame janani kome tata iti paribhavaya sarvamasaram vishvam tyaktva swapna vicharam. Swapna vicharam. Swapna vicharam means what? The analogy of dream. Keep it in your mind. And from that analogy, you keep on. Vishvam tyaktva. Vishvam tyaktva means what? Nobody can give up the world. Nobody can give up the world. It's not an object you can take up and give up. Tyaktva means what then? The reality we give to the world as you, me, he, she, it. The first person, the second person, the third person. And we create mountains of imaginations and differences. And we live a life of differences. And think these differences are true. And how many differences we all create? Differences or differences we create, is it not? All differences we create. We are all procreators of differences. I, you. My state, your state. I am Bengali, you are Malayali. All kinds of differences. I am Indian, you are Chinese. All kinds of differences. I am a Hindu, you are a Jew. Differences. Man, woman, differences. Can you rise and see the oneness? Can you see all waves as water? And transcend all differences. The transcending differences is not literally done. You don't, by saying that all waves are water, it's not that you destroy all waves and then only water is there. No. It's an understanding. It's a jnana chakshu, eye of knowledge. It's an eye of knowledge through which we see oneness. Through the jnana chakshu, we see oneness. Through the charma chakshu, we see differences. Let both of them go simultaneously. You don't have to remove your eyes. Let the eyes be there. But in the vision, you see oneness. Advaita is a jnana. Advaita is a jnana, not external. You cannot make external Advaita. You should not practice external Advaita. Man and woman are the same. Go hug each other. That's foolishness. That's not Advaita we are talking of. Dharma should not be transcended in Advaita. Advaita is not an excuse for doing all nonsense. Advaita in the heart. Dvaita will be there in the world, but you transcend it. It's not that you go home and tell, Mommy, you and I are one and the same. Every day you went and prostrated to your mother and did namaskar and took her blessings. From today onwards, nothing. Why? I have done Bhaja Govindam. I have studied. Adi Shankaracharya would say, my God, what did I do? Why did I write this text? It has only caused confusion. In Bhava, Advaita should be there. In Vyavahara, Dvaita alone will be there. You have to follow the principles of Vyavahara in Dvaita. You have to follow. You have to live. In your heart, you should have the Advaita. This should not be forgotten. Every student of Advaita should remember this. In Vyavahara, in Dvaita, Vyavahara, Dvaita will be there. In Bhava, Advaita should be there. And the Vyavahara should be according to Vyavahara, rules of Vyavahara. Kastvam koham kuta ayatah kame janani ko me tatah iti paribhavaya sarvamasaram vishvam tyaktva swapna vicharam. If everything is false, what is true? Sarvam asaram. What is true? Of course, we saw if all the waves are false, the truth is the water. In the same way, if you and I are false, what is truth in us? Remember, every false will have a truth. They cannot have a false without truth. You cannot have a false imagined snake without a rope. You cannot have a mirage without the desert. You cannot have the false without the truth. When you say something is false, immediately question should come, what is the truth? Is it not? Somebody says some false, somebody says lies, then we say, what is the truth? Without truth, there cannot be a lie. Truth is the foundation of lies. What, Swamiji, what did you say? Truth is the foundation of lies. Yes. Every false will have the foundation of reality. What is the reality? Next verse. Tvai mai chanyatraiko vishnuhu
त्वयि मयि चान्यत्रैको विष्णुः
vyartam kupyasi maya sahishnuhu
व्यर्थं कुप्यसि मय्य सहिष्णुः
bhava samachitta sarvatra tvam
भव समचित्तः सर्वत्र त्वं
vanchasya chirat yadi vishnutvam
वाञ्छस्य चिराद्यदि विष्णुत्वम्.
How nicely he writes, you see. Look at the rhyming. Tvai mayi chanyatraiko vishnuhu vyartam kupyasi maya sahishnu bhava samachitta sarvatra tvam vanchasya chirat yadi vishnutvam. Excellent. Tvai mayi. Did we chant or I am just... Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Mudhamate, Samprapte
निहिते काले नहि नहि रक्षति डुक्रिन् करणे.
In the earlier verse, Kastvam Koham, it was asked, is it not? Tvai in you, Mayi in me. Connecting with the earlier verse. Earlier verse said, who are you? Kastvam koham. Now the truth is coming. And then he decided, sarvam asaram, he said. Now here, tvai, when I say you, in you, what is there? When I say I, in me, what is there? So second person, first person. Anyatra. First person, second person, third person. Anyatra, somewhere else. When I say something is he, she or it, third person. Eko Vishnu. There's only one reality. Vishnu. Vishnu means what? Vyapakatvat Vishnu. That which is all pervasive is called Vishnu. That's a vyutpatti. That is how the word comes. Vyapakatvat Vishnu. So whenever I say Vishnu, when I say in philosophy, the word Vishnu means all pervasive. Water is all pervasive in every way. Similarly, Tvai mayi cha anyatra eko Vishnuhu. There is only one reality, one all pervasive reality. But we forget all these things and then we have relationships of love and hate. Example, Vyartam kupyasi mayi asahishnuhu. Needlessly you are getting angry with me. Vyartam needlessly. Kupyasi, you are getting, tvam kupyasi, mayi, you are getting angry with me. Asahishnuhu. Without having the ability to tolerate. What does it mean? Suddenly you are getting angry with me. Why is Shankaracharya is saying like that? You are getting angry. No, Shankaracharya is telling anybody is getting angry with him. What he's telling is that we make differences of I, you, he, she, it, and needlessly have these kind of interactions of love, hate, and all those things between us. Swamiji, we should not have love also, Swamiji, between us. Have the pure love of oneness. Do you love your finger? Do you love your hand? Yes. You love. The teeth is also you, the tongue is also you, right? And in case by mistake your teeth bites the tongue, do you go to the dentist and say, remove my teeth? Punishment for my... Do you say that? No, you don't say that. Why? Teeth is also you, tongue is also you. If your finger goes and strikes your eye when it is, do you go and cut your finger? No. Why? It is me. That is love. Love is oneness. Love is oneness. The other love which we talk of is attachment, where I have expectation. Where I say, you do this for me, only then I will continue my love. That is attachment. Attachment will create problems. Attachment will create love. Attachment will create anger. Attachment will create all these things. In truth, we are all one reality only. Forgetting hate. You are unnecessarily getting angry with me. I am getting unnecessarily irritated with you. We are all one. Let us rise beyond all these pettiness, smallness, and see that oneness. And seeing this oneness, bhava samachittaha sarvatratvam. Learn to become equanimous. In spite of so many ups and downs, in spite of so many vyavahara-induced, activity-induced feelings, suddenly you feel very happy. Suddenly you feel very sad. Why do you become sad? You know what that person told me? What did that person tell you? The person told me that I am an idiot. From then onwards I am sad. That person tells you are idiot, then you are sad. That person tells you are the wisest person, then you become happy. What is all this nonsense? How long you are going to be a puppet in somebody's hands? How long are we going to be managed by the world? How long are we going to put the key of our happiness in somebody else's pocket? How long are we going to be remote controlled by the world? How long are we going to be slaves? Bhava samachitta tvam. You become equanimous. Keep this vision of oneness and see the play of that reality. See the Leela of Bhagavan. Bhava samachitta. And you be, once you understand it is a play of the Lord, you can watch the beauty of Lord's play. Aha! No, I am not interested in all these things. Okay, go. But vanchasi achirad yadi vishnutvam. In case you want to experience this infinitude of yourself, you do this as I say. Vanchasi means in case you desire. If you desire to be the same foolish fellow, continue, go ahead. Who says no? But if you want to rise and taste your inner, taste the bliss which is your birthright, slowly start practicing these things in your life. Bhava sama chittaha sarvatratvam. In everything you be like that. Don't say when conditions are supportive to me, I will be equanimous. When conditions go berserk, I will be unhappy. No. Neither become happy nor unhappy. Ever be at ease and peace. Ever be in self-delight. Don't go to the heavens in joy and don't go to the abyss in sorrow. Be ever equanimous. Be ever equanimous. Be ever in bliss. Don't go up and down. Don't make your life a sine curve. Be delightful ever. Tvai mayi chanyatraiko Vishnu vyartam kopyasi maya sahishnu bhava samachitta sarvatra tvam vanchasya chirad yadi Vishnu tvam. How do I apply this in my life? As a philosophy it is nice, samachitta is all. How do I do it? Give me some small tips whereby I can practice this kind of philosophy in my daily life. Yes. Good question. I love you. Say Shankaracharya. Shatrau mitre putre bandho.
Shatrau mitre putre bandho.
Ma kuru yatnam vigraha sandho.
Ma kuru yatnam vigraha sandho.
Sarvasminnapi pashyatmanam.
Sarvasminnapi pashyatmanam.
Sarvatrotsraja bhedajnanam.
Sarvatrotsrija bhedajnanam.
Shatrau mitre putre bandho ma kuru yatnam.
Vigraha sandhau sarvasminnapi pashyatmanam. Sarvatrotsrija bhedajnanam.
Bhaja Govindam.
Bhaja Govindam Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Samprapte sannihite kale nahi nahi rakshati dukrin karane.
Shatrau mitre putre bandhau ma kuru yatnam vigraha sandau sarvasminnapi pashyatmanam sarvatrotsraja bheda ajnanam. Shatrau mitre, Shatru, enemy. Mitra, friend. Putra, son, daughter, whatever. Bandhau, in bandhu, in relative. Meaning, in Shatru and Mitra, in friend and enemy and friend, Putra and bandhu, in son and relative, in your progeny, meaning sons and daughters and relatives and all, Makuru yatnam vigraha sandau. Makuru yatnam vigraha sandau. Make no effort to be at war with someone or at league with someone. Be it your friend, be it your enemy, be it your son, be it your relative, be it this, be it that person, it doesn't matter. Don't try to go close to someone. Don't try to run away from someone. See the one reality in everyone. Be neither at war nor at league. Don't say these are all my people and these are all their people. Let us all be together and wage the war against them. Don't do all these kind of things. Don't do that. Somebody may feel that you are his enemy and therefore he treats you like an enemy. It doesn't matter, poor fellow. Let him learn, let him grow up. Somebody thinks you are his friend and therefore wants to keep you pleased always. Understand it. It's okay. I love you always, regardless of anything. Never be inimical to someone in your heart. Never try to become over close to someone in your heart. Ma kuru yatnam vigraha sandau. That sandhi is coming close. Sandhi. Vigraha is to divide. Don't play into divisiveness. Don't have such policies of divide and rule and things like that. Practice this philosophy of oneness in your life. Sarvasmin pashyatmanam. In all see yourself only. Yourself only. Don't think the other person is someone. See yourself only. Every wave should see in other wave only water. Sarvatra utsruja. Everywhere utsruja, give up. What? Veda ajnanam. Ignorance-based notions of differences. Break up. Wherever you see diversity, inside you understand unity. See unity in diversity. Don't give validity to diversity. Don't fall prey to fanaticism. Don't do that. See oneness. The vision of oneness is sattva, according to Bhagavan Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Seeing unity in diversity is sattva. Giving validity to diversity is rajas. Making one of the many into everything and holding fanatically to it is tamas. Fanaticism is born of tamas. The vision of diversity is rajas. Unity in diversity is sattva. Come to that. Sarvasmin api pashyatmanam sarvatra utsraja veda ajnanam. Do it in your life. Any more suggestions, Bhagavan, do you have for me? Any more you have, Bhagavan, or no? I have one more for you. Will you practice this also, my dear? Kamam krodham lobham moham.
Kamam krodham lobham moham.
Tyaktvatmanam pashyati soham.
Tyaktvatmanam pashyati soham.
Atma jnana vihina mudha.
Atma jnana vihina mudha.
Te pachyante naraka nigudha.
Te pachyante naraka nigudha.
Kamam krodham lobham moham tyaktvatmanam pashyati soham. Atma jnana vihina mudha. Te pachyante naraka nigudha. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Mudamate. Samprapte sannihite kale.
Nahi nahi
Rakshati dukrin karani. Kamam krodham lobham moham. Even though we are reading it sweetly, musically. Kamam krodham lobham moham. All dangerous fellows. Kama, desire. Krodha, anger. When what I desire I don't get, I get angry. When what I desire does not lead to fulfillment, because what I get will always be limited, then from that kama will come lobha, greed. They're all interconnected, friends. The army of our enemies, Shadrupus they are. Enemies of our peace and equipoise and equanimity and joy and bliss and happiness. Each one of them. Kama, desire. Selfishness. Krodha. Kama is not fulfilled. Krodha. Kama when obstructed, anger. How much anger I will get? As much kama I have, so much anger I will get. How to conquer anger, Swamiji? You cannot conquer anger, my dear. You have to find out from where it arises. Anger arises from desire. Conquer desire, anger will be automatically conquered. How much anger I will have, how much kama I have, depends on that. When does kama become krodha? When my kama is obstructed, it transforms into krodha. You want to do something, your dad is not allowing you to do that, what happens? Anger comes. How much anger comes? As much desire you have, so much anger will come. Kamam krodham. Unfulfilling kama, do you think it will leave us in peace? No. Kama is obstructed, it becomes krodha. Kama if fulfilled, becomes lobha, greed. And whether you have kama or krodha or lobha, the final result is moha, delusion. When krodha rises to such a level, one doesn't know what one does also. One takes a knife and does whatever one does. Hey, that is your father, that's your mother, that's your dear friend, that's your teacher. You become deluded. That is why anger is called as temporary insanity. Moha. These are examples: kama, krodha, lobha, moha. Mada is pride, matsarya is jealousy. These are all together called as the 6 enemies of oneself. These are our enemies. We think others are enemies, but we have enemies in ourselves itself. And remember, internal enemies are more dangerous than external enemies. Kamam, krodham, lobham, moham, tyaktva, giving it up. Tyaktvatmanam pashyati soham. Giving it up, one sees oneself as, I am that. First day I had asked, who am I? Then one student answered, I am that, I am. You will see that. Tyaktvatmanam pashyati soham. Atmajnana vihina mudaha. From the beginning I have been telling, mudamate, mudamate, mudamate. Let me first tell you now who is muda. Atmajnana vihinaha mudaha. Those who don't have self-knowledge, they are the fools. In the philosophical context. Atmajnana vihina muda. And what happens to these fools, deluded fools? Te pachyante. They will be cooked. They'll be cooked where? Naraka nigudaha. They will be cooked in Naraka. You know in Naraka how they cook? In hell how they cook, you know? They won't kill you. They won't kill you. They won't kill you. They'll take you, put you in the frying, boiling oil, and by the time you are about to die, they'll pick you out, they'll put some amrita on you so that you become fresh again, and start the same process again, and take you out, some more amrita, again. You will be cooked and cooked and cooked and cooked, but without being killed. Naraka. Those who don't have self-knowledge, they'll make a hell of their lives. Every experience in the world cooks them, but does not kill them. Keeps them alive for the next round. Don't think Atmajnana, those who don't have self-knowledge will be taken to Naraka. No. Their own life will become Naraka for them. Asurya namate loka andena tamasavrata tamste pretyabhigachanti eke chatmahano jana. Those who do not see themselves have killed themselves, says the Ishavasya Upanishad. And they all live in what? They live in sunless worlds, lightless worlds. They live in ignorance. This is not a Naraka somewhere. We make our own life a hell if we do not know ourselves. Therefore, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Mudhamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukrankarani, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukrankarani. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.